You know, there's definitely a lot more to this life besides gaslighting, and I want to talk about that with y'all today. So, my thing is that if you were to look up gaslighting, you'll get different variations of the definition, but basically, gaslighting is the way a person manipulates you and it makes you question your sanity as a result of their manipulation. To me, candlelighting is the opposite effect. And this is a term coined by yours truly. Feel free to pass the coin around. And this is such a bright light that's behind me. Don't worry, it's just the way their headlights are. They're not flashing me as a form of tailgating. But I don't understand why people got to have these bright lights on their cars. It's crazy at night, right? But okay, let me continue on. I don't need to digress. Candlelighting. Okay, I just explained how gaslighting, the definition of that, if you were to look it up, it means someone manipulating you to the point of where you start to question your own sanity as a result of that manipulation. Now, candlelighting to me means someone motivating you. So yes, the total opposite effect of gaslighting. So let's kind of explain this in a broader term to where you can understand how candlelighting is the opposite of gaslighting. Okay? Now, the way this will work is, like the gaslighting makes you question your sanity because, someone is literally trying to set you on fire, set your mind on fire with the way they're manipulating you. And whereas candlelighting, it represents something warm, something comfortable, something wholesome. To me, that's motivation. To see a candlelight lit in front of you, it represents a lot of intimacy. It just represents, harmless intent. That's what it sounds like to me when you think about a candlelight versus a gaslight. So you always want to welcome someone that wants to candlelight you versus someone that wants to gaslight you. That's what we want in this world. We want more candlelighters and less gaslighters, okay? But now, as you saw with the thumbnail for this video, there's some pros and cons to candlelighting. And to a certain extent, candlelighting can become gaslighting. Basically, as you may see some warning signs, some precautions tell you, they say keep the candle 6 feet apart from any object within your home that's flammable, because you could cause a fire that way. So if you're not careful, the candle is too close to something that's flammable, now your house is burnt up. So, but this can happen also if somebody knocks the candle down. Think about that too. So this makes me think that this idea of candlelighting, or this idea of motivating somebody, is I want to be as peaceful as I can with that individual so that they know I have good intent, so that they don't feel like I'm gaslighting them just by the mere act of me motivating them. But this makes you wonder, some people do take your motivation as gaslighting. Maybe because they never had no one motivate them before. Maybe because they had no one challenge them before, But they have to start from somewhere if they haven't had someone that motivated them in the first place. So yes, some people can even see motivation as gaslighting if they've never been truly motivated before. And maybe they'll have to look back on that as time goes on. They'll have to look back on that as time goes on in their life, and they'll realize that you meant no harm. You were just there trying to motivate them, but they took your motivation the wrong way. This happens a lot in life, okay? But see, let's go with this. And that's the part where you have to be careful not to place the candle too close to things that could burn, per se. So this can have a lot of psychological scenarios to it, as far as there's certain things you might not touch upon in a person's life if it's still too sensitive for you to discuss, because it's quick to set that thing ablaze, even though you're trying to be motivational. But in hindsight, in foresight, you realize that's still a sensitive area. That's still a place that can be burned really quick, and they'll burn you in return with their resentment of you even thinking to bring up these things that they haven't gotten over. So think about that with a person, y'all. But also think about this. You may have everything set up a proper way as far as motivating a person. You're not trying to gaslight them, but they don't like the way things are presented to them, even though you meant no harm. So sometimes some people can't deal with this calmness and this peace that they've never encountered. So guess what they do? They start to kick over those candles. They'll knock over the candles. They don't like the peace that is around them. They don't like the way this room is so quiet. They've been so used to noise. So, you're coming at them with peace and quiet. They're freaking out. So they're going to kick over candles, and then little do you know, the house gets burnt down. Yes, the house gets burnt down. So I wanted y'all to see that paradox and some irony with this idea of candlelighting, and how that can even become gaslighting if things aren't done in a proper context, or if a person takes your motivation out of context. Signing out.